Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Sonali Sangpar and I am working as a robotics trainer in MakeBot's Robotics Solution Private Limited. And today I will be taking your session for coding and robotics for young minds. So these are the requirement for today's session. Okay, you must have stable internet connection so that you won't miss any important point. The basic programming language, basic of programming logic, and Scratch programming, of course, because today we are going to do the programming by using the MBlock software. Correct? So for that we required Scratch programming. Wait a minute. Yeah. So quickly see what we are going to learn in today's session. So we are going to learn what is robots and what is robotics. We are going to learn about the coding and why coding is so much important in terms of robotics. Then we'll see what is simulator, correct? And today we are going to do the MBOT programming by using the simulator, correct? So without any further delay, let's start with the actual session. Please everyone, get start. Okay, so first topic is what is robot and what is robotics. So robot is nothing but the a robot is nothing but the automatically operated machine which can reduces the human efforts. Okay, and it can do the repetitive tasks with the precision. Correct? At the human being, we must get bored by doing the same task again and again and again. So it's better that robot will do the same task with the precision. So it is not compulsory that all the robots will always resembles like the human being. It could be any. It could be your robotics arm, military tank that we are using for the army purpose. Then it could be a humanoid, or in the last picture here you can see the robot as a waiter. So they can use the robot in the hotel industry. So now let's see what is robotics. So robotics is nothing but the study of the robots, correct? In technical language, we can see it's a field of a science where we can learn about the robots, where we can learn how to create the robots and how to code it, correct? And and it also involves designing, construction, and operations of the robots. Okay, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, guys, give me a thumbs up and please turn on your video mode. Yeah, that's great. Great. Hi, Pratyush. That's really great. Now, I want you all to please see this video carefully.
Is powered by some source of electricity, is programmed by humans to perform a specific set of tasks, and has the ability to respond to its environment. This last point distinguishes robots from ordinary machines. For example, a motion detector is defined as a robot because it can automatically switch on a light when it senses a person walking by. An ordinary computer is not a robot because it depends on humans to tell it what to do and can't sense and respond to the world around it. Although androids are still mostly science fiction, we use other kinds of robots every day, usually to help with tasks too dangerous or too repetitive for humans. We send robots into space to land on distant planets and use them to sweep floors in our homes. Robots assist doctors in surgery, build cars on assembly lines, work in mineral mines, and even teach students.
Okay, so have you seen this video carefully? Yes? So as I have told you before, that robots is not exactly resembles like a human beings. It could be anything. So in this video, we have seen the robots which performs a different tasks. We can send them for, we can tell them to perform the task with the dangerous task, and we can send them to the space. So now we see what all components of the robots. Let's start with here. So in the middle of this slide, okay, this is the picture of the mbot, right? And it is a it's also a type of the robot, and the name of this robot is mbot, correct? So here are the components of the hello, yes, Please mute yourself, darling. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Please give me a thumbs up. Yeah. So, okay. So this is your MBOT. So here, the name of this robot is MBOT. So MBOT has this 5 components. So let's first start with the building of the MBOT. So whenever we'll start build a robot, we required a mechanical structure. So the mechanical structure include chassis, screws, nut bolts, wheels, correct? And if you want to take the input, correct, if you want to take the input from the physical environment, a robot required a sensor. It could be internal sensor and the external sensor, correct? Next we'll see, and to process this input signals and to process this input from to see the output, we have the output sensors, correct? And we can see the output in the form of buzzer, LED, or we can see a movement of your board. Then we have this processor. So processing unit is nothing but, as your computer, it has a processor, the CPU process the data. It will take the input from the computer, it will take the input and it will process the output, which you can see on the screen. Then we have the power supply. To get the energy to all these components, we have the battery as the power supply, correct? Next point is why coding is so much important in terms of robotics. Okay, if I have all the components, all the sensors and mechanical parts with me, but I did not instruct to my bot how to perform. So will my robot will work? No. That's why the coding is so much important in terms of robotics. So first see what is coding. So coding is nothing but a set of instruction using different programming language. So programming language could be your Python, C, C++, Scratch, or MBlock. It could be, we can choose any of the programming languages, and it can be used exclusively to program the robot. Now let's see what is programming. So programming is nothing but the process to creating a set of instruction, correct? We'll write a code and all the codes together to form a program. Okay, I hope you understood the definition of coding and programming. Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, just give me a thumbs up, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, Sanyam. Okay, to get to understand more about this robotics, we have this image. This is my physical robot, and here is my controller. So my robot will take the reading, the sensor reading from the physical environment. It passes to the processor, and my processor will again send the signal to the robot, and we can see the output. Here are some of the definition. You can look at into it, correct? Then okay, as we all are meeting each other virtually, correct? We are meeting, you are sitting at your home, I'm sitting at my home, but we are meeting each other through the computer, through the virtual world. So now, what is simulator? So simulator is nothing but the device that represents the actual performance in a virtual scenario. The real world with the real world in a virtual scenario. And the process of this virtual scenario is known as simulation, correct? Here are these two examples of this simulator. The VR you must have used or you must have seen this VR, correct? And when you are going to the mall, there are gaming zone. In that gaming zone, you must have seen this car for the racing. It is nothing but the example of the simulator. Now you must be thinking why I am telling you all the simulation and simulator. It's just because today we are going to see our bot in action virtually, correct? By using the MBOT simulator. So the MBOT simulator allows MBOT programs to be tested without a physical robot, correct? As I don't have robot with me, you also don't have your robot with you. So we'll see the robot action in a virtual way. So how? For that, we require the MBlock software. So MBlock software is exactly similar to your Scratch programming. but the only difference is you can add the devices into it in the mblock software. It is same like your Scratch program. You just have to drag the block and drop it into the script area. By using this software, you can create games, funny stories, and you can interact with the different robots. Okay, so I hope you understood till yet. Any doubts? Yes, yes, Lakshmi. Yes, any doubt? Okay, host will unmute you afterwards. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just admit. Yes, Lakshmi. Sorry, your name is different, but it is displayed over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So, in this robot language, is there like, what is this like? What does this robot do, in fact?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Your voice is breaking.
Sorry. What does this robot do, like, completely?
This robot, today for the programming, we are using the mbot, correct? Because we have this
Yes.
mbot simulator with us. So I'm going to show you the programming by using the mbot, correct? Just enjoy the programming, and afterwards, again, if you are having any doubts, I will resolve all the doubts. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, may I know what's your name? Sorry?
Adwait.
Advait? Yes. Okay, Advait. Can you please mute yourself? Thank you so much. So let's quickly start to see our program, our bot in action. So can you see my screen? Yeah, just give me a thumbs up. Advait, Kanvi, yeah, Sanyam. Okay, so this is nothing but the mbot simulator. Here you can see the different options, correct? From here you can change the language here. For today's programming, we are going to use program with mblock. Just simply click on it, and this is nothing but my simulator. Okay, mbot simulator. Can you see the screen? Yes. Yeah. And at the side, on my left hand side, you can see here is the mblock software through which we are actually going to perform a coding. So this is same like you can say your bedroom or the drawing room where you can put your robot and you can start programming with it, correct? Now, so please be patient because it will take some time to getting open. Yes, can you see this mblock software on my on your left hand side? Yes. Thank you so much, Kanish. So this is my mblock software, and here is my mbot simulator. Now I will show you how to do a programming. So are you guys excited? Yes or no? And you must be thinking, if you want the link or anything, I'll put it in the PPT. I'll show it into the end of the session. So don't worry about it. Just now concentrate on the programming. So in here in the mblock, you can see the different options, correct? So just in the last option, you can see the robots. Just click on using the screen. Okay, different options. Okay, see, run forward. That means if I want my robot to move here and there, for that I'm using this statement. If you will click on this button, here are the 4 options for moving forward, backward, for turning. Yes, Kanesh? uh, Darling, I'll solve first. We'll see everything and then I'll solve your doubt in the end of the session. Is it fine? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So before starting with any of the program, the event is the important part. So just click on the event. It is same as I have told you before. It is exactly same as your Scratch programming. So just take an event. Okay, then flag click. Here you can see the flag, and this red button is for the stop. So I have taken here when flag click, and next I am going to the robots and I will take the first statement, okay? Because now I'm only showing you the movement of the bot, and here you can see the speed, okay? So run forward at speed 0, that means stop moving, okay? So I want my bot move at the speed of 100. It is nothing but the speed of your bot, okay? Now I want my bot to move at a speed of 100 in a forward direction, correct? Now I am again minimizing it. Okay, can you see the screen, mbot simulator screen? Yeah, and now I'm clicking on the flag. See, my bot is moving. Okay, can you see that, Pratyush, Sanyam? Now I clicked on the red button that is known as stop button, and my bot and it stopped, correct? Now here you can see the option reset. So just click on the reset and you will be there on the starting position. Okay, now here I'm here in the at the starting position. Now again, do you know what is dancing? Okay, dancing is nothing but the movement to left and right, correct? Going forward, taking backward direction. So now I'm going to make a bot, a dancing robot, with the help of mblock programming. So here I'm taking the statement, move forward, then move. Please, I want you all to write down the steps. Background, backward, sorry. Then run, turn right, okay, and change the speed to 100. Same for the backward, speed 100. And last turn I'm taking, that is turn left, okay. So in this program, my bot will go forward, it will move backward, it will take a right turn, and it will take a left turn at a power 100, okay. And I want my bot to move only for 1 second, correct? So in the controls, you will find out the statement, wait for 1 second. So after each and every action block, I'll put wait for 1 second, okay? So it will move forward for 1 second, move backward for 1 second, take a right turn for 1 second, and take a left turn for 1 second, okay? Now this entire program will run only once, correct? Because I haven't put the forever statement. Okay, in the controls itself, you will find the forever statement. So the help of the statement is you can see your bot moving continuously without any disturbance. Okay, so my program is ready. Now I'll show you the output. So simply click on the flag button. Okay, he is moving forward, taking backward and turning. Can you see this output? Yes, Aditya? Yeah. Okay, my bot is taking the turns, and at the same time it is moving forward and backward. If you want to more your bot more interactive, then what you can do, after each and every turn, okay, you can put a light, okay, from here. Set LED on board after each and every wait statement. 255. The range of each and every color is 0 to 255. So click on 255. Now when my bot will move forward for 1 second, and then it will show me the red color. Okay. Then again I'm taking the statement after wait, and here it will show me green color. Okay. Again I'm taking the same statement for the right turn. Now it will show me blue color. Okay, and for the left turn, I am taking the combination of red and green color. Okay, so suppose red color 150 and green color 60. So now my program is ready and I'm ready to execute it. Just, I'm again pressing the reset button because I want to start my program from the starting position. Okay, now this is the starting position. Then click on flag. After each and every turn, it is showing me the lights. See, forward, red, backward, green, right turn, blue, and the left turn, you can say orange color. Okay, so I hope you understood this program very well. Correct? Have you enjoyed it? Yes, I want a thumbs up, guys. Yes, have you enjoyed the program? Yes, thank you so much. Okay, again I press on the reset button. Now, I'll show you the program. As I have told you in this session, MBOT has inbuilt sensor as well as the external sensors. So first, we'll start with the ultrasonic sensor. So the ultrasonic sensor is nothing but the normal human eyes, correct? For the robots. So by using the ultrasonic sensor, it will help your robot to detect any kind of the obstacle. So in the real life, we can take the real life example. For example, if you want to park the car, at the back side you have the camera. For the by using this sensor, you can park your car properly. So the the working of the ultrasonic sensor will be the same. So we'll start with the programming. Here I am taking this event, and then I am going to operators in the controls and if then statement. Okay, and inside that if else statement, I'm taking the operators. So these are my comparative operators, correct? I'm putting it over here. Then go to sensing and from sorry in the robots, and then here you can find out the different sensors, correct? From there, choose the ultrasonic sensor, and the range of the ultrasonic sensor is in between 3 centimeter to 400 centimeter. That means any object is in between this range, your ultrasonic sensor can easily detect that. Okay, and here I'm taking the value less than 20. And if my sensor will detect any object is if my sensor will detect any object in between this range from 0 to 20, it will take a right turn. Or you can take left turn also. It is totally your wish. Or else move forward. So that means in the starting of the program, my bot will move from one direction to another, and at the same time, whenever it will find any object or any obstacle, it will simply take a right turn. Now, one important part, each and every time, please don't forget to take the forever statement, because I want my program to run continuously without any disturbance. Now, yes, my program is complete. Now, we'll quickly see the output. Can you see this? Okay, the bed here. Okay, see, he has taken the bot has taken the right turn, correct? So whenever it will find any kind of the object in front of his ultrasonic sensor, it will take a right turn. Now he is moving towards the wall. Let's see what happens. Again, it will take the right turn. So have you understood this program by using the ultrasonic sensor? Yes? Any doubt till yet? Okay, great. Next, we'll move on to the next sensor. That is nothing but your IR sensor. So do you know what is infrared sensor? So you must have seen the remote control. So it could be remote. It could be your TV remote control. Can you see in my hand the remote control? Okay. So this is AC remote control. So here you can see this small bulb kind of a thing. It is nothing but the IR transmitter. So whenever I am pressing any of the button, so by using this IR transmitter, it will send the signal to my AC. In the AC itself, it has the IR receiver. The AC will receive the signal and it will show me the output in the form of modes. We can say my AC will get on, correct? So this is the working of the IR sensor. It will be same for your TV also. TV also has TV control, TV remote control also has this type of bulb in the remote control, if you have noticed it. And by pressing the remote control, you can send the signal. My TV will receive the signal and it will show me the channel as an output, correct? Now here I don't have remote control for me, but I am using my keyboard, my laptop keyboard as my remote control. So let's start with the programming. I'm putting this and keeping this flat click statement. Okay. Next, what I want to do is I am taking this if then else statement, and inside that I'm taking this keys press, because here I'm using my keyboard as my remote control. And here you can see up arrow, down arrow, right arrow, left arrow. So when you are you must have played with your remote control car. So here my mbot is my toy car and remote control as my keyboard. So in the remote control we have this 4 arrow keys: up, down, right and left. So here I'm using up arrow key for moving forward at speed 100. Then again I am taking if then else, same statement. I'm right click and duplicate. I'm copying the same statement. I'm putting it over here. And then instead of up arrow, I'm taking down arrow and run backward. Same for the speed 100. Next, again, I'm copying the same. I'm taking the same statement and control. Then I'm duplicating the statement. Right turn. And for right arrow, my bot will take right turn, correct? Turn right. And for left, okay, for the left one, I am taking the left arrow. When I press my left arrow key, it will take the left turn. Okay, for the left arrow, left turn. Okay, and if I want my bot to be stopped at particular in any of the direction, I'll just press the space bar key. Okay, space key. So after that, again I'm taking the next statement, that is if then else. I'm copying the same statement and by clicking on this drop down button, I'm pressing space and then run forward at 0. Okay, here I forgot to take the speed. Huh? And run forward at speed 0, that means stop. So as I have told you, each and every statement, if I want my bot to be performed continuously, I want the forever. Okay, let's see. Again, reset. Okay, now click on flag. I am going and pressing the arrow keys, and according to that keys, my bot is performing the given task. Okay, moving forward. And for space 3, it stop. Again, forward, backward, left turn, right turn, and stop. Understood? Any doubt in this program?
Can we see this one more time, please?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to see? The output or the
The
program?
output, ma'am. The output.
Yeah. I'm again pressing the reset. Okay. This is my starting position. Now I'm pressing my up arrow key. See, it's 1 second. Okay, I'm pressing my up arrow key. My bot is moving forward. Now I'm pressing my down arrow key. Correct. Now I'm taking a left turn and right turn. Again, I'm pressing the forward arrow key and space key. Understood? Okay, you want to see it one more time? Yeah? Have you enjoyed this program with the virtual bot? Okay. I want you all to please wave like this. Don't be, please, like this. Yes, very good. Yes,
Ma'am, can you just show the program one more time? There's
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Just the program.
Yeah. Just maximize it. Okay, this is a program. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. You can go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the program. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it. Correct?
I guess they should try it on their own, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. You're doing it simultaneously. So really, that's really very great. Now, we are moving to the next program by using the line follower. If you have seen this room carefully, here is a black line, correct? Here is a black line, and this black line is used for the line follower. So here is our next sensor, that is line follower. So line follower is nothing but it will follow this black line, correct? And here we are taking the concept of the cyan, absorption and reflection. So whenever, see on the top, let me just maximize it. Okay, so here on the top you can see line sensors. Okay, line sensors left and right. So my line follower has two sensors, sensor 1 and sensor 2. Now my both the sensors on the that white, here we can say the white background, that's why both the lights are off. Whenever my sensor will here on the black line, okay, here on the black line, both the lights will get on, correct? Now I will show you in the PPT. Okay, so this is my line follower sensor. Okay, whenever my both the sensors on the black line, my bot will move forward. Okay, my left sensor on the black line and right sensor on the white line, it will take a left turn. Whenever my right sensor on the this line, black line, and left sensor on the white line, to get into the line, it will take a right turn. And if my both the sensors, sensor 1 and sensor 2, both the LEDs on the white surface, it will take a major right turn until it is not finding this black line. Understood? Yes? So here we are taking the binary values. 0, 0, if my light is off, that means 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Okay, got it? So quickly see the program. Yes. So here, as we are doing the line follower program, so here we are taking the line follower sensor, which you can easily find out in the robot section. Okay, here, line follower 2. Now, again, I'm following the same step. Okay, I'm taking the if else statement. First, I'll take the forever. Next, because I want my program to run continuously, inside that I'm taking if then else. Okay, then go to operators. Here you can see this equals to sign. Take this operator, again go to robots. Okay. Okay. From here you can take, put it over here. It is like your jigsaw puzzle. You just have to match the shape. And 0. Again go to if. Okay, wait a minute.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Do we need to write all the 4 conditions?
Yeah. I'll show you. Wait. Okay, so this is, so we have to write for the all the 4 conditions, because whenever my bot will go to the right turn, whenever my bot is going to the right side, he has to find that black line to get into the black line. Then only it will follow the black line. So here for sensor 1 and sensor 2, I have this binary values 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. Correct? It is nothing but the sensor. So sensor 1, if my both the sensor is on black line, then I can take the value 0 in the decimal. Here we are taking this four values 0 1 2 and 3, and this is nothing but the conversion of binary numbers into the decimal numbers. Okay, and binary base, as you all know, binary base is equals to 2. So here is the conversion. So for first, if my both the lines, if the sensor of my bot on the black line, I will take 0. Okay, then 1 2 and 3. I'll show you in the coding. Okay, so my first value is 0. Then if the value is 0, then I'll go forward at the speed 100. Correct? Then again I'm going to the controls, if then else. Copy the same statement, or you can, okay, you can take it from the blocks. Put it over here. Go to, if the value is 1, then take a left turn. Same at the speed 100. Go to controls, if then else. Again, I'm copying the statement. Okay. Duplicate, and I'm placing it over here. Okay, I guess by mistakenly I have deleted one more command. Okay, that is for left at power at speed 100. Next, I'm again taking for the right turn, and here the value will be 2, and my bot will take the right turn. And if my value is 3, correct, then it will take right turn. Okay. The operators equals to sign, put your line follower over here, take the value, last value, that is 3, and again right turn 100 100, and I put it all the statements in the forever loop. Let's quickly run the program. Okay, just minimize it. Okay, and I'm again clicking on the flag. Now please see the output. My bot is following the black line. Correct? It's just because of the line follower sensor. We have programmed our line follower sensor. And if you notice, see, whenever it is finding the white surface, at the same time, the lights are also changing. Now my both the sensors, see, please look at here carefully. Okay, see, my bot is not going here and there. He is simply following my instruction, and he is simply following the line, the black line, correct? See. Okay. Have you understood this program, line follower? Yes? Or you want to see the program again? Yes, Pratyush, Srivali, Rithul. Have you understood the program? Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. If you want to see the program again, please take a look of it. Okay, so line follower port 2, 0, speed. Yes, yes, Rithul. You want to ask me something? Yeah, just a moment. Oh, okay. After this, we have a question answer session. In that time, you can ask me the question because I'm not the host and I can't unmute you, darling. Sorry.